Every business needs a book, including yours. Visit freebusinessbookpublishingcourse.com today to learn the 7 steps to publish and promote your nonfiction lead and profit-generating business book in 8 weeks. Once again, that's freebusinessbookpublishingcourse.com.
I feel great. I look and feel amazing, and trying to help as many men with my skincare company as possible feel the same. Love it. It's a great product. We make it simple for guys to get involved in skincare no matter where they are on their skincare journey. Bring it. Well, I think actually more and more men do care about skincare, Mario. I think, at the end of the day, people want to feel good about themselves. They want to look their best, and they want to feel good about themselves. And, and taking care of yourself is an important thing. So self-care in general is really important. I think it's important not just for men, but for women, but for men. And guys are realizing that they can do a few things every day, add a few steps into their daily morning and evening routine, and it will actually improve, how they look. And if they look better, they usually feel better. Exactly. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I think more men are open to it. Definitely the under 40 crowd is very open to, taking care of their skin. And I think there's a pretty significant shift in guys over 40 that are thinking about it, and that realize the benefits of it. Now, well, it's interesting. A lot of guys start their skincare routine early. Actually, they start it. A lot of guys that have issues with their skin, whether they have too much oil production in their skin, sebum, or whether or not they have acne, they'll start their skincare pretty early on. They may not realize that, using something other than bar soap or hand soap to wash their face is important, but they'll get into a habit of taking care of their face, keeping their hands off of their face, and using a great facial wash. So I think it's important to get started early on. And if you just develop some healthy, skincare habits early, the very first, just starting to wash your face regularly with a really great product when you get up and before you go to bed. So you can never be too early. An 18-year-old guy is in perfect is the perfect time of his life to start some good habits. Yeah, I mean, the older guys, well, paradigm shift, it's interesting because I think there's still a lot of the over 40 guys that have made up their minds that they've given up, right? They may not ever consider using anything other than bar soap to wash their face. But the guys that do, they really start thinking about it. Happens all the time. It's amazing how much it happens. And I think like the guys that are over 40, they're thinking about it. They are thinking about, can they try to slow down Mother Nature a little bit? And that's pretty much how I got involved in it. I was really looking in the mirror thinking, you're not getting any younger. And, and maybe some of these products actually do work well. So yeah, I mean, some of my early days, I would actually, go into department stores like Nordstrom and the old Marshall Fields here in downtown Chicago. And, and I was going to see what was going on in like the men's area. And I'd walk up to the counter, and there'd be a woman behind there, and she'd be like, I've got some really good stuff. And I'm only going to have it for, a week, and it's going to sell out. And it's like a lab series which is a L'Oreal product, like BB tint, and it's unbelievable. I can't keep it in stock. And I have no idea what that was, but I'm like thinking maybe I should be trying that too. If everybody else is. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, in the early days, I probably didn't really, I didn't know whether or not I was just being sold snake oil or not. But I think, today, the way technology is and ingredients and delivery systems of products onto your skin, there are some game changer. Retinol is one of them, retinol palmitate, and different vitamins, different natural ingredients are all have a very positive impact on your skin health. So they do make a difference, in your skin. So, yeah, I mean, early on, I was just kind of fake it till I make it. Like as a consumer, when I was first looking into this category, I had no idea what I was being sold or why I should be using it. But I did start to get into a healthy routine, and I noticed it made a difference, and I really want to help out as many other guys as possible get on the, get in the habit of having healthy skin. Right. Yeah. I think before I give you the story, it's just like I think what's interesting is, and I just realized this, Mario, really over the last like few years, is that I'm not your typical entrepreneur at my age. Like I'm in my mid 50s, and being an entrepreneur is kind of like a young man's game because there's a lot of risk associated with it. It's very challenging, and very demanding. So I knew early on that I wanted to be, um, you know, my own boss. I wanted to be, the master of my own destiny. It just took me quite a while to get there, and I started in New York, working, selling merchandising and being involved in the merchandising space, and that includes, primary and secondary displays in store and signage and racks and all of this stuff. And I really liked that business because I worked with great brands and really understood what it takes to grow and develop and maintain a really good brand. And I was fascinated by it. I was fascinated by marketing and branding. And about 20 years into my career, I decided to start, which was really my second company. My first company was a painting company I had for 4 or 5 years and put me through college. And I was very fortunate to have that experience and learn what it was like to, manage other people and things of that nature. But and to get out of college pretty much debt free, which was a big deal. Um, but I think, I really started, after 20 years of being merchandising to be, started my own business. And I started a business that went global, and I had a team in Asia and a team in Europe, and we were developing in-store design and strategy for big corporations like the ones you mentioned, the Unilevers and the Bears and Mars and things of that nature, and really trying to understand how customers shop in different retail channels and why they buy things. And that was part of the research. Actually, I was describing to you earlier. I was trying to figure out, what motivates guys to consider purchasing a product like skincare, and realized how very difficult that is for a large multinational CPG company to try to convey the benefits of skincare in a retail setting where, for the most part, guys don't like to shop anyway. So first you got to get them into the store. Problem number one. Problem number two, you got to try to somehow educate them on why they need, to have healthy skin. And that's just a really big challenge. So that was, right. Yeah, I mean, the need state of the customer in those categories are completely different, and then the need state of those customers in those separate categories in different channels are very different. So the need state of someone shopping in a Walmart or superstore versus a convenience store versus drugstore, very different. It's trying to understand that, but actually, it's very translatable to the direct to consumer business because consumers are. We're trying to connect with consumers across digital platforms, and their thinking is very different when they're on YouTube, watching a YouTube informational video versus a short, versus being on a Facebook or another platform like that. So trying to understand how consumers are consuming content on different channels is very similar to like trying to understand how they're thinking in different shopping physical bricks and mortar shopping channels. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. I mean, at least when they're in the store, they have an intent to buy. I mean, I don't say, hey, Mario, I'll pick you up on Sunday after the game, and we're just going to go cruise through, Nordstrom. Like, it doesn't happen that way. So at least when consumers are in the store, they have a high intent to purchase. Exactly. Yeah, which is one of the reasons why us DTC companies talk a lot about the impact of Amazon on their business and how they should lean in or a little or a lot to Amazon as a channel. And we look at that as a channel just like any other social channel, and how important that channel is, and what percentage of your business should be on Amazon versus other channels, and what is the intent of the consumer there. But when you have a massive volume of search being done on Amazon, it's just really important that that you're participating in that channel, and it takes a long time to develop a presence on Amazon because it's all about the reviews. So yeah, I mean, we're very, very fortunate where we're at right now, and my background with understanding how the need state of shoppers and what motivates them to buy, and just been a really great way for me to leverage that knowledge and grow this business. Yeah, I mean, I think, there's a bunch of reasons for it. I think like, what is your purpose in life kind of question. And I think I was very interested in proving to myself, that I could be, provide a sustainable income and, for my family, but not have to, but be my own boss. And I think there's something very alluring to that. And I think that journey started for me a long time ago, and it's been extremely difficult. It's a constant reinvention. And like I said, this was my third business. I really got into it because I wanted to share my knowledge with other guys about why they should take care of their skin. And we haven't talked about skin cancer, but that's a very important, aspect to what we try to do, we try to help guys understand why it's important to put some SPF on their face or on their body, and prevent skin cancer, which is the number one cancer for men. And it's the most preventable. And thankfully it's one of the easy, most curable, if found early. So, those are all the reasons why I got in this business. I mean, there was the self-fulfillment of trying to provide for my family and do it myself, kind of, kill what I eat, what I kill. And then, the opportunity to help guys, look their best. It was really, really alluring to me. Right. Yeah. Yep. Well, it's, unfortunately, guys don't think about taking care of themselves as much. I mean, when you think about self-care in general, there are all these like little nuances to it. Like we've got to care about, what we eat, and we need to make sure that we get to the doctors regularly without the prodding and the from our significant other. And and just thinking about, before I hit this golf ball on T1, I should probably like put a little sunscreen on my neck and on my ears, underneath some my hat's on my head. That's cool, but I'm going to get, cancer around the neck and of the ears and on the nose is extremely common. And, men just don't really think about taking care of themselves. And so it's just really important. And I think more and more men, as they see how prevalent cancer is, and that's the reason why it's almost like twice as likely that a man would get skin cancer than a woman. It's just because we just, we're guerrilla style, right? I mean, we're just like, we're out there and not thinking about the fact that we should put a little sunscreen on. So it's just really important. And we're over here at T. Shanley, we're helping a lot of guys think about this, and we're writing a lot of vlogs and a lot of content that help guys like figure out how to, implement it into their routines. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Well, that's what you described is how we got into it. My business partner, Rob, who was also college roommate, friend from early high school, and his father died. And I remember very specifically when he was 56 years old, of melanoma, and it was completely preventable. I mean, that's the super sad part of it is, it's very preventable. So, we just really try to talk all the time, to guys about healthy skin, healthy skincare routines, and protecting themselves from the sun. As a matter of fact, this weekend I was in New York at a family event, and it happened to be a beautiful day on Saturday in Manhattan. And we were out on a veranda overlooking the Long Island Sound, and it was 73, 74 degrees. I was very fortunate. Our daytime moisturizer has an SPF of 20 on it, in it. And I had wear my daily moisturizer, and I didn't, and my wife and my son and my daughter came back with like red faces from being out there. We didn't expect the sun to be so hot. And it's like, had I not had that, I'm sure I'd be, very red today. And so it's those little things. And you don't realize, even us guys like yourself and myself that live in Chicago and Detroit, how powerful the sun is even in the winter. And just going like from your car, UVA, UVB rays, going from your car to, to your office on a cloudy day, you do feel the rays of the sun. So it's just really important. I mean, we're worried about the environment as a society. We should be worried about the impact of a strong sun on our skin. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah. So we have we've leaned into zinc oxide. So our products and by the way, I'd be great for any of your listeners to check out teach.com. But if my suggestion is use a moisturizer that has an SPF in it. It's not hard at all. Just a little bit in the morning, around your face, just underneath of your chin and around your ears, will go a long way in keeping melanoma off your nose and lips. So I strongly recommend that. And we use zinc oxide in our lip balm and our sun stick, and they're great products. And they're products that you can keep in your car or in your golf bag, if on your boat, and you can apply it really easily. So again, whether it's our product or someone else's, I can't emphasize enough the importance of that. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy. There's such a misnomer about the impact of the incremental impact of SPF to preventing sun damage. I mean, once you get like above SPF 30, the incrementality of how much UVA UVB rays that the incremental SPF rating prevents is like 2 or 3 points. Like it goes from, once you're above 30, you're like 95 or 96. I wish I knew these numbers right off the top of my head, but you're like 96% covered. So you go from 30 to say 40 or 45, and you only incrementally gain like 1 percentage point. It only goes from like 95% coverage to like 96% effective of blocking. And going to like 65 takes you to like 97%, blocking the UVA, UVB. So it's like, once you're in that 30 range, you're good. You're pretty good. I wouldn't suggest going to the beach with 30 and laying out all day, but the incrementality of the benefit kind of outweighs the real burden of going there. If you know what I mean. Right. No, you look like you were just rolled around in flour and water. Exactly. Correct. Yeah. So anyway, that's all really important parts of a guy thinking about taking care of himself. But it really does start with a good cleanser and a good moisturizer. Absolutely. I mean, we talk about it every single day here at T. Shanley. It's all about, helping as many guys as we can look and feel amazing. When you look good, you feel good, and we all know, Mario, now, given the last couple of years of COVID and what everybody's been through and how they feel, it's really important to mentally feel good about yourself, and getting up in the morning and starting your day off right, brushing your teeth and using a moisturizer, washing your face. And if you're, an older guy like me, thinking about anti-aging, and using products that help, fight back Mother Nature, these products have a significant impact on how you look. And so, and we even joke, like when we're on the road traveling as a company, we'll check into a hotel right before we go to a dinner or a meeting, and we'll come downstairs and we'll meet back up, and we'll look at each other and be like, you just washed your face, didn't you? You just used went upstairs and like cleaned up. And it's amazing how good it makes you feel. Like you just feel like $1 million after you've washed your face and you feel clean and put a moisturizer on. So yeah, I mean, it's part of our mission because it does work, and it's effective, and we're just trying to help as many men as we can. Yeah. Well, it's the hardest time, to remember to wash your face and to put a moisturizer on is at night. We're all exhausted at the end of the day, especially if you're like me and, you've, it's the end of the week and you had a couple glasses of wine. The last thing you want to do is, thinking about, washing your face and putting a moisturizer on. But nighttime is absolutely the best time. And it was the hardest to integrate into my routine. It's like at night, washing my face and putting a moisturizer on. But that is when, your body is really rejuvenating, and you're most, when you're at rest, and your skin can really have a chance to get absorb nourishment of a great nighttime moisturizer. And, as guys, we don't like anything heavy on our face. Our nighttime moisturizer isn't heavy, but it's a lot heavier than our daytime moisturizer in terms of feel. And, so, it takes a while to kind of get used to that for most men, but it's an excellent time to have your skin rejuvenate. Right. Thank you. Yeah. 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 Just, yeah. And every box we ship, we include some very simple instructions. Use this size, do it this in this this order, wash your face, pat dry, use a moisturizer, scrub a couple times a week. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Yellow. Yep. We have something called a menthol lactate in it, which is a really interesting product. And it has a lot of qualities to it that people don't realize, but it does invigorate your skin. It opens up the pores, and it also brings a lot of kind of blood flow to your skin, which really replenishes your skin. It's a great, great product. We recommend using it every, twice a week. And no, and we actually, we have people almost, all the time, almost like every day, talking about their scrub days and how they look forward to their scrub days. We'll get emails saying, today was my scrub day and I feel great. Just want to drop you a note and let you know. So it's a great product. It's actually, it's actually tied for, we just finished a Net Promoter Score study on our products, and they all scored, incredibly high. And that's, we do that every year to go out and talk to thousands of our customers and ask them what they'd like to see improved in their product. And our scrub and serum. All of our products score extremely high, but our scrub and serum, which is an anti-aging product, it score outrageously high. Exactly. I mean, I think like, every person is different and how much sun they've had, exposure to sun, and how the type of lifestyle that they live. Someone that's outside every day, working every day, their skin is going to be exposed to elements, are going to be, harsher conditions. But I think once you're around that mid-30 range, you should really start thinking about, thinking about an anti-aging routine. And like I was describing earlier, the changes in chemistry and the changes in active products over the last 5 years has been so significant. And the delivery systems, which sounds very strange, like a strange concept, but the way that your skin absorbs, natural ingredients and organic ingredients, over a longer period of time. It's kind of like an extended release vitamin, so to speak. So those delivery systems have gotten. There you go. Well said. I mean, so I think like collagen is something that, our collagen, I can't say it's time release, but it does absorb into your skin over time. So those things, if you're an over 35 guy, I think you should start thinking about making sure you're using the nighttime moisturizer. You should probably start thinking about using an eye cream, whether or not you need a serum or not. It depends on where you live and how you probably, yeah, I guess, I don't know. I mean, we're coming out, we've been focusing, as you mentioned earlier, on non-face care, skincare products over the last couple of years in our product development pipeline. But we're really focused, our product development pipeline for the next 3 years is all about advanced anti-aging and advanced skincare products, which I mentioned to you earlier in this call that our face mask is a product that's our number one selling, what we call non-core product. And when I say core, our systems are a wash, a nighttime and daytime moisturizer, and a scrub, which are core. Yeah, and that face mask, and it's amazing how effective the face mask is. Elasticity, controlling oil on your skin, keeping the pores clean, and preventing any bacteria buildup that can create any acne flare-ups. It's amazing. And that product, I mean, we sell thousands of them as people put those in their routine every month. It's amazing. Yeah, I'll tell you, we just launched actually September 15th, a below the belt powder. We couldn't think of a good name, so we just call it Balls, BALLS. And it is so incredibly effective, but it does also contain a little bit of menthol lactate, which is a phenomenal product. And I think that product, before I started, it might beat out our clay mask, because it's just it's just like that product that no one realized that they can improve the situation down below until they start, using a product like our below the belt powder. But there's some great products out there, and we're going to have a brand new retinol product next year, which is going to be a real winner for us. Yep. Thank you. Yep. Very proud of that. I mean, and we ship from across the hall here, from our business office. We ship and do our own warehouse distribution and fulfillment. And all those people are, full-time employees of the company. And they've been with us since the first, basically the first month. So, no, it's amazing. It's just so great. And when I think about the work that our team has done, we have very minimal, rock bottom minimal in 50% of our boxes. There's 4 products in there. The rest, the other 50% go out with 6+ products. And plus some collateral, a card telling people how to use the product. And so, we've touched probably, well over, what would that be? Probably 10 million pieces of product have actually physically been packed and put in boxes to send 1.5 million boxes out. And I'm just so grateful for our team, and, we're helping people stay employed, and doing it right here in Chicago, all made in the US. Our product is all made in the US. So it's a great feeling. It's a phenomenal feeling. And thanks. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
You're already the expert, but have you transformed your expertise into a tangible asset that will generate and qualify leads while increasing profit for you 24/7? And if so, how well are you promoting it? With the Expert Authority Effect publishing method, it's easier and faster than ever. Visit freebusinessbookpublishingcourse.com today to learn the 7 steps.
Absolutely. I'm very imperfect, so that'll be easy for me. The fastest path to the cash, creating a product that a lot of people want. That's the fastest path. Make sure your product is awesome. People want it. Fastest prospects are making. They're not using our product. I mean, I think the biggest challenge for our prospects is that they need to get rid of the bar soap and start using Tiege Hanley. That'll solve that problem immediately. That's a great question. Half of our marketing efforts are around making sure that our customers are successful with our product. So there it is. We have a whole customer success team that includes, what traditionally customer service, and we're a pain in the ass free company. And what that means is, if there's anything that you don't like about your experience with us, we refund you your money. Probably shouldn't say that, but to all your listeners, but that's how we are. And and I think in today's environment, competing with Amazon, if you want to have a good customer success team, it'll raise the lifetime value. Yeah, there's a lot. I just finished How to Think Like a Rocket Scientist. And I like that book a lot. I like the concept of failure, and how important failure is to success. And the book talks a lot about really trying to analyze where things go wrong and the ways to kind of prevent that, and the ways to think about even when you have success, how you can think about success in ways that can help you be more successful. I'm reading a book right now on culture. Love that book as well, and it talks about great not only companies but teams and coaches, and how creating great culture within organizations really is a game changer between successful business. I believe it's called it's just called Culture. And I wish I knew I just started it. I'm in chapter 3 right now, and I actually love the book. It's like I described, and it's talking right now. They're talking about the San Antonio Spurs coach Popovich, black with gold. Culture Code, yeah, that's it. Thank you very much. Culture Code, and you got a snap team there that can really help you. Yeah, Culture Code. Thank you, and I've really enjoyed that book a lot too. So that's what I'm on right now. Yeah. Teej.com. I like people listening to your podcast and learning about, why we exist. I think that's phenomenal. And I'm grateful for you having, giving me the opportunity to share my story. But yeah. Yeah. Well, thank you. And the thing that makes me, reassures me every day and helps me come to work is what guys that use our product and they go to teej.com and buy our product, what they say to us is, my wife, my mother, my sister, my girlfriend said, what are you doing that's different about yourself? Tell the difference. And we hear that almost every day. Matter of fact, we're running, we just asked guys to send us yesterday pictures, before and after pictures of their use. And we got 110 people send us an email today, which is, that's a lot, right? I mean, it's a lot of people when you ask yesterday, from yesterday to today, showing before and after pictures. And they took the effort of taking a picture before they started using our product. And in 30 days after, it took a picture. So, those are the things that make me feel so proud of what we're doing here. So yeah, and we have a wall of quotes in our kitchen area, and there's a man that describes kind of a sad story, but describes how he has had testicular cancer. He's fine now, but he really struggled for quite a while fighting testicular cancer. And he said the only time he felt natural, he felt things were right in his life, was the few moments in the morning that he took care of his skin, and the few moments before he went to bed that he felt like, and that part of his routine felt like was the time during the day he had most control over things. He still felt good about himself. And, that one quote is stuck with me for a couple of years. It's just, the power of what it is when you feel good about yourself. Thank you. Thanks, Mario. Appreciate that.